Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
We've got a juicy celebrity scoop for you straight from the world of entertainment, folks. It's all about Beyoncé and her questionable sources. But this time, it's not about who she's feuding with. It's actually about how honest she is about where she gets her information. Joining me on this episode of Screen Addicts, we've got a surprise guest from the newsroom, CNN reporter, who's here to set the record straight. So, you might have seen that Beyoncé recently made headlines for claiming she never thought she'd be one of her sources. But according to our man from CNN, that was actually taken out of context. It all started when Beyoncé gave an interview where she said she was surprised to find herself being a source for some major news stories. Now, on the surface, it sounds like she's just humbled by the fact that her voice is being heard. But what CNN found out is that there's more to this story than meets the eye. Apparently, Beyoncé has been using these surprise moments as a clever PR move to reframe the narrative around some of her previous controversies. And if you thought she was just winging it in interviews, think again. According to sources close to CNN, Beyoncé's team has been working overtime to spin these stories and make them sound like they're coming from nowhere. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, isn't this just another example of Beyoncé trying to control the narrative? And believe me, folks, we've got evidence that suggests exactly that. It seems like every time she's called out for something, her team jumps into damage control mode and starts spinning tales about how these events were completely unexpected. But here's the thing: CNN reporter is here today to tell us that this isn't entirely accurate. Apparently, Beyoncé's sources aren't as hard to come by as you might think, and some of these surprise moments were actually weeks or even months in the making. So, what's really going on behind the scenes? Well, it seems like Beyoncé has a team of expert spin doctors who are constantly monitoring the news cycle for potential scandals or controversies that she can use to her advantage. And once they spot an opportunity, they jump into action, spinning these stories and presenting them as surprises. It's almost like they're playing a game of gotcha, except instead of gotching anyone, it's Beyoncé who's getting caught in the crossfire. In all seriousness, though, this raises some interesting questions about the way celebrities use their platforms to shape public opinion. Are they just trying to stay relevant, or is there something more sinister at play? And what does this say about our society as a whole, that we're so hungry for news and drama that we'll eat up anything that's slung our way? That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Screen Addicts. Join us next time when we'll be diving into more of the latest celebrity scandals and exploring what it means for our culture.